Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chaksurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Sapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsa Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunath Nitam Tam Se Jeevam Sadhvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakha Nitamsa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyasasya kripa sindhubhyo eva cha patitanam pavinebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijanna Vallabha Girivaradhari Jasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tiravanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tiravanachari Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiray Srinantam Sakatha Krishna Punya Sravana Kirtana Hridyantastu Yavadrani Suhnati Suhridam Satam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Hari Om. So today we will discuss about the occurrence of solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. What is the concept from Bhagavatam and what are the ill effects comes or what are the things we do or what we should understand from the Bhagavatam. So before I start, I just wanted to give from material conception, means what modern scientists believe is a solar eclipse. So when they say the moon comes between earth and sun, then there is a solar eclipse. And when the earth comes between moon and sun, that is the lunar eclipse. However, spiritual scientist Bhagavatam Puran doesn't talk that way, because these all orbiting, as you know, the galaxy, the moon, sun, even this in modern scientists, sun is fixed, but in spiritual scientists, the sun is also moving. Everything is traveling on this whole cosmos, including the sun, but they are all going together and they are also serving each other. So it is very difficult to understand. In Brahmanda Puran, Madhavacharya says, Yatha Bhagavate Tuktam Bhovanam Kosa Lakshanam Tasya Virodhatu Yajam Anya Granthantra Sthitam Mandode Puranam Chaiva Vyatyasam Chira Sagare Rahu Soma Ravinam Cha Mandaladvi Gunokittam Vainava Sarvam Unnayam Yoja Vedata Atratu. It appears from these verses that aside from the sun and moon, there is an invisible planet called Rahu. The movements of Rahu cause both solar and lunar eclipse. So we saw, because the Puranic narratives goes that how during this Amrit ceremony, sun and moon are sitting in between them. The Rahu was sitting there and he was chopped off by Mohini in the form of Narayana by Sudarshan Chakra. So the Rahu is an eternal enemy of both sun and moon. So it tries to capture them, eat them, overshadow them, their power. That's why the solar eclipse and lunar eclipse occurs. So it is an invisible planet. It is not because of Earth is coming between moon and sun, or moon is coming between sun and earth. So that's why the eclipse happens. No, that's why the eclipse doesn't happen. The eclipse happens because of Rahu, the planet Rahu. It tries to influence us. Now, we can go back to 5,000 years ago when there was a solar eclipse happened in Kurukshetra. What happened? Various personalities from Dwarka, from Mathura, from Vrindavan, they went to Kurukshetra to celebrate the solar eclipse. And how do they celebrate the solar eclipse? By performing various rituals, taking a bath in the Simanta Pancha, giving charity to the cows, and also not only that, they have given various donations to the Brahmanas and things like that. So that is the way it can see the observations of the solar eclipse. When the lunar eclipse, we can go back to just 500 years ago when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this planet on the lunar eclipse day. Because many Brahmanas, people are going in the bank of the Ganga. Inside the Ganga, they are doing bath and chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Because in this Srimad Bhagavatam 10.82.2 says, Tam Gyata Manuja Rajan Purastad Eva Sarvata Samanta Panchakam Kshetram Yayu Sreya Vidhisaya. That means, knowing of this eclipse in advance, O king, many people went to the holy place known as Simanta Panchak in order to earn pious credit. So Vedic astronomers of 5,000 years ago could predict eclipses of the sun and moon just as well as our modern astronomers can do. The knowledge of the ancient astronomers went much further. However, since they understand the karmic influences of such events, solar and lunar eclipses are generally very inauspicious, with certain rare exceptions. But just as the otherwise inauspicious Ekadasi day becomes beneficial when used for the glorification of Lord Hari, so the times of an eclipse is also advantageous for fasting and worship. So it is also given fasting and worship is also, that's also very nice. The holy pilgrimage site known as Samanta Panchaka is located at Kurukshetra, the sacred ground of the Kurus, where the Kuru king's predecessors performed many Vedic sacrifices. The Kurus were thus advised by learned Brahmanas that this would be the best place for them to observe vows during the eclipse. Long before their time, Lord Parashuram had some penance at Kurukshetra to atone for his killings. Samanta Panchaka, the 5 ponds he dug there, were still present at the end of Dwapara Yuga, as are there even today. So it is also there. देखी उपराग हासी शीघ्र गंगा घाटे आसी आनंदे करिला गंगा स्नान पान उपराग छले आपनार मनोबले ब्राह्मणेरा दिल नाना दान. So that means, seeing the lunar eclipse and laughing, Advaita Acharya and Haridas Thakur immediately went to the bank of the Ganges and bathed in the river in great jubilation. Taking advantage of the occasion of the lunar eclipse, Advaita Acharya, by his mental strength, distributed various types of charity to the Brahmana. So, auspicious eclipse. So now we talked about Lord Chaitanya's birth at the time of lunar eclipse. People could not understand. However, Advaita Acharya was giving such a great variety of things in charity. He did so not because of the lunar eclipse, but because of the Lord's taking birth at that moment. He distributed charity exactly as Vasudev did at the time of Lord Krishna's appearance. So we can see the auspiciousness of eclipse. While an eclipse is generally very inauspicious materially, spiritually it is very favorable. Now you'll be confused. How come it is very inauspicious and then it is auspicious in terms spiritually? Consider the fact that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared during a lunar eclipse. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the lunar eclipse. Full moon, lunar eclipse happened. Amavasya, solar eclipse happened. Understand? Which was considered auspicious because so many people were chanting the holy names. Why were they chanting at the time? They did not know that Mahaprabhu had appeared. Some people were chanting because they felt that the time was inauspicious and therefore they should chant to counteract it. However, learned persons were chanting because they knew it was the very auspicious time, which gives more benefit for chanting. Haribhakti Vilas 2.30 states that the time of a solar eclipse is good for initiation. Can you believe that? It is then that day you should take Diksha. Surya Grahana Kalina Samano Nasti Kaschan Yatra Yat Yat Kritam Sarvam Ananta Phaladam Bhavet. Namas Tithi Baradi Sodhanam Surya Pavani. So it is saying that means there is no better time for giving initiations than during a solar eclipse. Anything executed during a solar eclipse yields unlimited results. Now you missed one solar eclipse. That was very auspicious solar eclipse yesterday, which happened. There are sometimes solar eclipses considered very inauspicious. For materialistic people, there is a fight going on in Israel and Hamas. Now you can say, yes, because in auspicious times, then things will also, the mode of passion and the disturbing mind, the demoniac feelings will also exemplify, as well as the spiritual power also exemplified for the spiritual practitioners. Because it says, Surya Grahana Kalena Samana Nasti Kaschan. Mean Namara Nasti, there is nothing auspicious time in this time of solar eclipse. Now people will say, no, the rays are bad. Yes, the rays are bad. But the holy name itself can counter Kali Kalma Sanasanam Na Paratarupaya Sarva Vedesu Drishyate. Because the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra can counteract all ill effects. But similarly, this is not from our statement, from Haribhakti Vilas 2.30, it is stating. Sanatan Goswami also comments in his Digdarshani Tika, Sat Tirthadiswapi Madhya Surya Parvana Prasatyam Darshati Suryati Sardhena. During a solar eclipse, there is no need to purify the day, the month, or the times of initiation. There is even no initiation if it is given. You do not need to purify even anything. Sat Tirthadiswapi Madhye Surya Parvana Prasatyam Darshati Suryeti Sardhena. Because I don't have any reference for it, but it is common saying among sadhus that sadhana and yajna done during an eclipse is thousands of times more beneficial than on regular days. And that eclipse is one of the best times of sadhana. So now, if you hear from here, and also if you understand from Bhagavatam, देखिए, because Advaita Acharya is saying, Defi uparaga hasi sigra ganga ghate asi, anande korila ganga snana, pano uparaga chale, apanaro monobole, brahmanira dila, nana dana. That is Advaita Acharya is giving so many things. So when you read the stops of 18.2, it says, Tam gyatta manuja rajam, purastata eva sarvata, samanta panchakam chitram yathosriya viditsaya. So by understanding the values that how the eclipse is really advantageous. Solar eclipse, if you go, that when you are considering from the materialistic standpoint, that okay, that the moon, sun, and earth, the three movements, from that they are considering the solar and lunar eclipse. Solar eclipse is likely the moon is in between sun and earth, and the earth is in between sun and moon is the lunar eclipse. So from the spiritual scientist, from the Puranic views, we understand that the lunar eclipse, which is coming in between that lunar eclipse, is how it is coming up that because the planet Rahu is causing problem. Planet Rahu is attacking sun, solar eclipse. Planet Rahu is attacking moon, is lunar eclipse. When Prabhupada says that what should be done at the time of solar eclipse, because we have heard that one can give, and Sanatana Goswami is saying that that's the best day in terms of spiritual advancement, because Kurukshetra they attend a lot solar eclipse, the meeting of gopis and Krishna happened, lunar eclipse, the appearance of Mahaprabhu happens. So these eclipses are not bad. So in one way we can gain spiritual advantage. But how to do that? So Prabhupada says that in India, many temples in Hindu customs, they close the temples, they close the deity worship, everything. Yes, Prabhupada said what we should do. Yeah, we do not need to also do additional things which is offered here. We can also follow the same pattern. What is the same pattern? That one, we should not also worship openly, rather than our chanting of the holy name can go on simultaneously. So Prabhupada said, just like comparing, there are many things which is compared from smarter sides, from ritualistic performance, that the the effects of the solar eclipse is very bad. The rays, it penetrates, it not only it causes problems to your eyes, you should not see from your open eyes to the solar eclipse, you should not go even out and remain, you should go to a holy river and take bath. These are all nice, these are all nicest things, but at the same time we should not stop chanting. Chanting should be done. It is mentioned that sometimes that in the solar eclipse, that if you do make a big decision, let's say you are buying a home or you are procreating the children, which is inauspicious, which is inauspicious time for the eclipse time, because you are, the mind can be contaminated by influence of this Rahu and Ketus, so that you can make a bad decision on that time. So it is for a people like us, we are lowly situated, so you should not be taking such a big decision in life which can be contaminated and the outcome could be disastrous. So that's why it is advisable by the local pandit, and somebody said that it should not do it. But yesterday was like Mahalaya, Amavasya, and the beginning of Durga Puja, which is mother's eyes open, and also in the solar eclipse Kurukshetra, Lord Krishna has made gopis, and they have performed various thousands of millions of cows were distributed in charity. So for a people like us, those who are practitioner of Krishna consciousness, we should chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra during the time of eclipse. Yesterday, the eclipse started at 8 a.m. and it finished at 10:57 a.m. in California. So 3 hours it remained. So it was a partial eclipse visible here. So in that context, we can see that first we consider between these two aspects. The mundane scientists believe that a solar eclipse happens by the moon comes in between Earth and Sun, the planet, and lunar eclipse happens, the moon comes in between Sun and Earth. So, and the moon becomes the back of Sun. So these are all likely not so accurate in terms of Vedic astrology, Vedic astronomy. The solar eclipse, the moon is also revolving, the earth is also revolving, and the sun is also moving in the whole cosmos. The sun is not constant, not fixed in one place. The sun is also moving in the galaxy, as a dolphin. They're all moving in the whole planetary systems together. Only one thing is fixed, is pole star, Dhruvatara. From there, everybody is moving as a circumambulating. They are giving, offering obeisances to the pole star by giving this such kind of obeisances. Even sun, moon, and earth all are moving in the galaxy, in the cosmos. So the Rahu Ketu, as you know, Rahu was given this symptom that during this time of Samudra Manthan, when Amrit came, sun and moon are sitting for this Amrit, and in between them, Rahu was sitting also. But they are identified by sun and moon that this is not a demigod, he's sitting on us. So Mohini, the form of Narayana, cut off the head of Rahu by her Sudarshan Chakra. So in that context, so Rahu is always inimical towards sun and moon, and he tries to capture. So this is an invisible planet. And sometimes he says that the Ketu and Rahu, how do you counteract? Sometimes people ask, then you go to seashore. In order to counteract the influence of Ketu, you go to seashore, because the salt is the effect of counteracting the Ketu. So that means if you go on the solar eclipse, take a deep bath in the sun and stay 1 hour, you will be fully sanitized. You will be fully sanitized, because this, the sun rays and the salt and the ocean, that itself counteract the influence of the Ketus. Similarly, it has the similar concept of the Rahus. Now, Sunny also comes. Sometimes people say, how do you counteract the Sunny? Because these people, this planet Rahu, Ketu, and Sunny, mostly people are afraid of. So in order to counteract Sunny, Sunny is the Grihadev. or the master of the class of Varnashram system of Sudra. Brihaspati is the master of Brahmana. Like Chandra, Surya, they are the master of Kshatriyas. So similarly, Sunny is the master of Sudras. So if you, Sudras mean those who are lower class, laborer class. If you go and help those who are poor, helpless people, beggars, homeless people, you give them service to them, Sunny is automatically giving you blessings. You don't need to do oil in the Sunny and sesame. You don't need to do. By doing that one, Sunny is automatically happy towards you. You're going in the, is it a big thing going in front of the beach and chanting Hare Krishna mantra in the, let's say Pacific Ocean is nearby half an hour from here. Anybody can go to Santa Cruz or San Francisco and chant Hare Krishna mantra on the beach for 2 hours, 3 hours, because the salt, the wavy, and the combinations itself. So these are all influences. So by taking a deep bath also, you clean your problem in stomach. This is given a Puranic. Bhagavatam talks about that. If you do a 3 deeps in the ocean of Pacific Ocean, then also not only you counteract the influences of Ketu, also you have a stomach problem, gut problem, that also clean by things, because the stomach is a cardinality, the parental relationship with the ocean. Just like the mind is the cardinal relationship with the moon planet. In order to stabilize your mind, you need to worship moon. In order to stabilize your power of strength, stability, famous, then you need to worship likely Surya Dev. So similarly, in order to counteract Sunny, you need to worship whom? Worship, give charity, disposable thing distributions to the poor class of men. In order to pleasing Brihaspati, just like on the day, because he's the Guru. Brihaspati is Guru planet, means as long as there, you need to worship Brahmanas. You need to give charity cows to Brahmanas. That means you please Brihaspati. If you are insulting Brahmana, then Brihaspati is unhappy towards you. So Brihaspati is the Kulu Guru. He's the Guru, Deva Guru. He's the Indra Guru. So he's happy means you will be also divine power. You will develop divine power. So the Brahminical power will be considered more by offering, donating cows, charity, or giving service to the cows, to the Brahmanas, giving dakshina to the Brahmanas. Something like that. If you do, then you will have a better chance of development in advancement. So now, in conclusion, you can see, let me give a 5-minute summary of conclusion, what we understand here. Solar eclipse from modern scientists happens when the moon comes in between sun and earth, and lunar eclipse happens when the moon comes between sun and earth. So both sun, moon, and earth, anyway, the 3 things in the combinations of moon and earth changes, the eclipse happens. From spiritual scientists, it is the Rahu planet, the invisible planet, which is exist in this planetary systems, the invisible planet, which tries to capture Rahu to sun in order to take attacking. They are inimical, so that's why they become this eclipse. Similarly to the moon also it happens to become lunar eclipse. Now the effects of these days, solar eclipse and lunar eclipse, some eclipses are very auspicious, some eclipses are very inauspicious. Yesterday what came is it was inauspicious eclipse. So that means the rays is always bad. Your eyes, so do not see the solar eclipse or lunar eclipse with open eyes. You need to buy a glass which is available in Amazon. You can see from your window or from outside. And also these kind of eclipses, you can even go to a nearby ocean and spend time and also take bath in the ocean. If it is too cold, you can sprinkle and spending a couple of hours, because the sea and salt itself counteract the Ketu. Because the solar eclipse where Lord Krishna met gopis on this day in Kurukshetra in Samanta Panchaka, and Vasudeva and many of the things, what they did is, how did they celebrate solar eclipse? They celebrated by giving charity, cows, gold, jewelries, land to the Brahmanas. So by satisfying, giving charity on the day, you will get benefit. Giving charity to the Brahmanas, to the cows, to a temple, giving food to the people. So you will be, dispositions will be heavier. Similarly, lunar eclipse is the day when Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu appeared, and what is saying? Because Advaita Acharya is saying, देखी ऊपर आगहासी शीघ्र गंगा घाटे बसी आनंदे करिला गंगा स्नान पानो ऊपर आग छले अपनारो मनोबले ब्राह्मणेरा दिल नाना दान means Brahmanera dila nana. Advaita Acharya gave lot of charity in his mind to the Brahmanas because he doesn't think that it is because of this whole lunar eclipse, because he thought that Lord Chaitanya already appeared, and in order to celebrate, and why God has appeared on this lunar eclipse. So lunar eclipse, because everybody was in the earlier days. Nowadays, people are not doing anything. They are watching movies or cricket in the eclipse or whatever, doesn't matter. But earlier days, people used to go to Ganga, Jamuna, take a deep bath, clean their bodies by these rays and influences, give some dakshina dan to the brahmanas, so that you are satisfying all the planetary systems, including Rahu, Ketu, including Sun and Moon, by performing such ritualistic activities. If you cannot do anything, at least you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Because such kind of, and Sanatan Goswami has given an extreme verse, which is what he said. Sanatan Goswami said that, so Haribhakta Vilas 2.30, and it talks about सूर्य ग्रहण कालिना समान नास्ति कश्चन यत्र यत् यत् कृतं सर्वम अनंत फलदाम भवेत नमास तीथि वारादि शोधनम सूर्य पर्वाणि. So there is no better time for giving initiation than during a solar eclipse. Anything executed during a solar eclipse yields unlimited results. And Digdarshani Tika from Sanatan Goswami, text 2.30, also it says that Sat tirthadisu api madhya suryo parvana prasatyam darshati suryeti sardhena. During a solar eclipse, there is no need to purify the day, the month, or the time of initiation. That is the powerful day. So one should always remember the Supreme Personality Godhead can counteract anything, because there is even sun planet is dimmer in front of the holy name of Krishna and Rama. What is that? The Sahasra Teja. Even millions of sun is not equivalent to the holy name. So what the Rahu and Ketu can do to the holy name? So chanting of the holy name is always purifying, auspicious, transcendental, benevolent to yourself and to all. So that can counteract the ill effects of this age of Kali, also the ill effects of any solar eclipse or lunar eclipse, the rays which influences the mind of the people. As you know, we wanted, our heart goes to the people of the Israel, where there is an attack of the Hamas and people where these situations are very bad. We wanted to pray that, that the peace obtains there in the Middle East so that the people can get benefit. And only thing that can happen, somehow or other, we transfer this message of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. With this, we like to thank the Srimad Bhagavatam is giving us such a transcendental knowledge and opportunity for us to enlighten in the difficult situation in the society, that how a solutions can be preserved and how a solution can be implemented by such kind of dictations of Srimad Bhagavatam and great acharyas and predecessors and Srila Prabhupada, who has given such immense knowledge to all of us, and we are learning. Om Tat Sat. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All grace to Srila Prabhupada. So, Prabhuji, thank you very much for this nice class. Prabhuji, I actually missed one thing. So, you said that the solar eclipse, all solar eclipses are auspicious, or some are auspicious, some are not?
Generally, it is auspicious in the sense, some Prabhupada says solar eclipse is inauspicious, but certain solar eclipses are auspicious. And from spiritual perspective, it is itself auspicious to perform some religious charities that you get 1,000 times. If you are donating a cow, you may get 1,000 times benefit on this day. If you are donating gold to a Brahmana, you may get 1,000 times better results than the other days, than in solar eclipse, because in that context it is auspicious. But if you are really buying a land, if you're doing something, or you are taking a job materially, then it is not a good day. So you have to be careful on what you are doing, especially to conduct spiritual activities or giving a donation charity is always good. Chanting of holy name is very good. And even Diksha, one can give Diksha on the day of solar eclipse, but that is quite extreme for us to understand and and know. from Sanatan Goswami. But nevertheless, eclipses are inauspicious rays and inauspicious things comes materially, and it can contaminate the mind during the time of eclipse. So one should try to best to chant the holy name, because we are not so advanced to take such results from these shastras, but we can chant the holy name that is always auspicious, irrespective of it is solar eclipse or lunar eclipse, or auspicious eclipse or inauspicious eclipse. Chanting of the holy name will result always the best transcendental output.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. And I have another question, Prabhuji. You
Mm.
mentioned about the story like Rahu Ketu, how their head was cut off, his head up cut off, the demon's head up cut off.
Mhm.
So, this story is in Srimad Bhagavatam or in some Puran? And what is that Puran names?
Yeah, it is in Srimad Bhagavatam. You can
Oh,
read
okay.
the story. It is there in the third canto, sixth canto, and also in the Prahalad sections, because Rahu is likely the Hiranyakashipu's likely grandchild or something. They are relative. They are in the same um, dynasty. So they probably third or fourth generations from this Rahu. So it is in the same dynasty. So probably you'll find out a lot more in third canto, sixth canto. Also, the descriptions of Rahu and Ketu are mentioned. And also in Samudra Manthan sections of Srimad Bhagavatam, you will notice the movement of Rahu and Ketu in that section. So a lot has been explained in Bhagavatam. Yes.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare
Yes.
Krishna.
Okay. So thank you very much for joining, and hope to see you soon. Happy Durga Puja to all of you. Happy Mahalaya. And I wish you also upcoming happy Kartik. We'll see you in Kartik next. Thank you very much. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
His Grace Balivardhan Prabhu ki jai.
Jai Srimad